The mystery of the radio that broadcasts from nowhere. Imagine sitting in a dimly lit room, fiddling with the dial of an old radio. Amidst the crackling static, you stumble upon a strange sound, a mechanical buzzing noise that repeats endlessly, occasionally interrupted by a robotic voice announcing cryptic coded messages in Russian. There's no music, no DJs, no commercials, just this eerie transmission going on and on. This isn't the scene from a science fiction movie. It's real. You've just tuned into UVB 76, also known as the Buzzer. It's an enigmatic radio station that has been broadcasting nonstop since the Cold War, defying logic and explanation. And to this day, no one knows who operates it or why it exists. Welcome to a mystery that stretches across decades, a mystery whispered through the airwaves. Let's unravel the story of UVB 76, the radio station that broadcasts from nowhere. To understand UVB 76, we need to rewind to the Cold War era, a time of secrecy, paranoia, and technological warfare. The Soviet Union was building a network of radio stations designed to transmit across vast distances. One of these stations was UVB 76, first detected in the late 1970s. It wasn't a typical radio station. Instead of popular music or news, UVB 76 broadcast only a repetitive buzzing sound, almost like the hum of an alarm. But occasionally, the monotony was broken by cryptic spoken messages, often strings of letters, numbers, and Russian words. While its exact geographic origin was unclear, most experts agreed that the signal came from somewhere deep inside Soviet territory. Little did anyone realize, though, that UVB 76 wouldn't fade away with the Cold War. It would outlive the Soviet Union itself, becoming an enduring enigma. Listeners have described the signal as haunting, a low mechanical buzzing sound pulsing steadily 24 hours a day. But what fascinates people most are the rare interruptions. Every once in a while, a robotic voice can be heard reading out mysterious messages. UZB 76, Mikhail Dmitrovich, 84, 1953. To this day, no one really knows what these codes mean. Are they secret orders, coordinates, or just gibberish meant to confuse listeners? We'll let you hear for yourself. Insert authentic recording snippets of the buzzing signal and voice codes. Doesn't it send a shiver down your spine? It's as though UVB 76 is reaching out, trying to communicate something, but only to those who understand its language. Speculation about UVB 76's purpose began almost immediately after its discovery. The most common theory was that it served as part of the Soviet Union's military communication network. The buzzing noise could have been a channel marker, ensuring that the frequency was always in use. When the static buzz stopped, that's when actual instructions, coded or otherwise, would be relayed. Others believed it had something to do with espionage. In an era fueled by mistrust and covert operations, was it the Soviets' way of giving secret orders to their spies? Could the seemingly random sets of letters and numbers be ciphered messages waiting to be decoded somewhere far, far away? A darker theory, though, cast UVB 76 as part of Russia's so-called dead hand system, a nuclear failsafe. According to this chilling idea, if Russia were ever attacked and its chain of command destroyed, UVB 76 would activate an automatic retaliatory strike through pre-programmed instructions in its transmission. Each theory was more intriguing and unsettling than the last. But as time went on and the Cold War ended, another mystery emerged. When the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, many spy networks and secret projects were abandoned. Strangely, UVB 76 didn't cease transmission. Far from it, the station continued buzzing incessantly, unmoved by the fall of an empire. In fact, it appeared to become even more active, with listeners reporting an uptick in interruptions and voice messages. Why would a Soviet-era station, all evidence suggesting it was tied to the military, keep operating in a post-Soviet world? Was it being maintained by modern Russia for a new purpose? Or had it become a ghost signal, running on autopilot for decades? One thing became clear. Even when broadcast sites were discovered and abandoned, UVB-76 persisted. When equipment was dismantled at one location, the signal would reappear from another, as though the station itself were alive and unwilling to fade into history. Investigators and radio enthusiasts have tracked UVB-76 to several former Soviet military sites. One such location was near the small Russian town of Povarovo. When enthusiasts finally visited the site, they found the equipment for a shortwave transmitter, but eerie details hinted at a sudden evacuation. Papers with codes and documents were left scattered across desks, as though whoever worked there abandoned the station in a hurry. Even more bizarre were the station's inconsistencies. Although UVB-76 is remarkably stable, there have been moments when the broadcast has suddenly deviated, unpredictable interruptions that add layers to the mystery. For example, in 2010, listeners heard a man's voice yelling something in the background, followed by rustling sounds, as though someone were physically near the microphone. Such moments cast doubt on any theory of UVB-76 being a fully automated system. It hinted at human involvement. But who? And for what purpose? Today, people speculate that UVB-76 could function as part of a modern Russian military communication system. After all, the need for secure, long-range communication likely hasn't disappeared. Some theorists argue it could be a psychological weapon, a relic repurposed to keep people guessing or to create paranoia. By maintaining UVB-76, Russia might signal its technological prowess while feeding conspiracies and speculation. Other theories are less exciting but plausible. Perhaps it's used for mundane purposes like tracking radio frequencies or weather updates. But there's one thing even skeptics can't explain. Why the buzz? Why the cryptic messages? And most of all, why hasn't anyone publicly claimed responsibility for such a peculiar broadcast? Over the decades, UVB-76 has gained a cult following among hobbyists. Across internet forums, you'll find communities of amateur radio enthusiasts who obsess over every tone, every interruption, trying to deduce meaning from the mystery. For some listeners, UVB-76 represents a connection to the past, a relic of an age when shadowy plots dominated the airwaves. For others, it's a source of endless curiosity, a reminder that some puzzles persist no matter how much we advance as a society. Its impact goes beyond radio enthusiasts, too. UVB-76 has inspired books, movies, and even conspiracy theories about shadow governments and secret weapons. The allure of the unknown is universal, and UVB-76 is a perfect embodiment of our fascination with things we don't fully understand. What makes UVB-76 so compelling is that, even in a world filled with information, this station resists explanation. Who keeps it alive? What are the codes for? And why does its broadcaster go to such lengths to remain a mystery? Perhaps we'll never know. Maybe UVB-76 will fade away someday, its purpose forgotten along with the people who built it. Or perhaps it will outlive us all, endlessly buzzing on an empty planet, still broadcasting its secrets into the void. As we tune out today, we leave the mystery unsolved but alive, just the way UVB-76 seems to prefer it. So, curious learners, what do you think? Is UVB-76 a ghost from the Cold War, or is it hiding something far more sinister? Let us know your theories, and until next time, remember, some mysteries aren't meant to be solved.